So
crazy how you see. I just suffer. The content just be crime scene. Ghana be. No, Nigerian people. Nigerian people. Some of them they expect.
But now they learn everything from Nigeria. They do everything from songs. From songs to now corruption. Now they inherit everything from.
No, but nothing they in Ghana nor do pass Nigeria.
That be the thing.
Oh yeah, I be them I pass with crowd.
Yeah, like
so they learn.
They say they don't be debate or anything. They just be say one of people sometimes we won't
Nigeria has always been our big brothers. The only thing we say we got independence before them. Then we got the first in West Africa before them.
That's all.
So that always depend them. But if anything, they have always been our big brothers.
Then we want our big brothers. No matter what.
Even if you go in the Nigeria history, the Benin Kingdom, the Kano Empire, those people, Charlie, the British way they destroy all those things. The Benin Kingdom, those buildings and things, it's equivalent to if you go to Turkey, the walls you see for there. You go to the China War and things. Yeah, they built all those things. The jewelry that they steal from them. But they try to, separate them and fight them. And then the Nigeria too, they get a little bit of tribal issues. Not.
I don't think it's little, I think it's huge.
It's not little.
The Northerners, the Yorubas,
the Igbos.
Even currently.
Those three things are very, very distinguishedly laid out. So
even currently, if somebody they talk about some other tribe, you see how the people who come talk, they hate these people. They So it be something we did. There no be little cry. Be big problem for them.
Be big problem for them.
Oh yeah, I be then my guy really told me say the Igbos be classists, the Yorubas they feel say them be smart. The Northerners, so then they hold them money.
Okay.
That be all the yawa.
Yeah.
I think the Northerners be the largest population, and they are the hard-working people, and also they
I think they have most of the government
seriously in the military and public servants.
Yep. Because most of the military schools are in the north. So most of the Northerners, the military people.
Bro, it's a very interesting country, Very, very interesting.
Very, 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 very interesting.
Very interesting, bro.
The history,
bro, the history the B pass, bro.
The history
bro. And you see the funny thing, the history be very recent too. Like very, very recent, bro.
There is a reading space that they come on. It's a Nigeria reading space. I think the girls say beautiful flowers, so something beautiful. And they read Babangida's book, then they're just reading Working for Buhari. So every now and then when I can't sleep, I chance on it and listen to them, Charlie. And Nigerians are totally different.
You would believe them.
No, me, I believe them, bro. Where you be, I believe them.
It's quite very, very interesting. It's a reading space, so
when they record more of their history.
They record everything, bro.
They record more of their history. We got history for here to make nobody.
Bro, saying that they ask, say where one of it, they say because of bro, they want peace. That's why we need to telecast them. Bro, we need to know. The kids need to know history.
So yesterday, I don't know whether any of you see for X, Idris Deby, Idris
Elba, yeah.
The actor, he paid a courtesy call to
Gamanche.
And the Gamanche gave some insight to the first King Taki Chudu, the first, who united with the in his 40 years, he fought 6 undefeated Wall Street, and he united with the British forces and fought the Catamanto War, which they defeated the Ashantis for the first time. So the guy was invited to England, and he came back as warrior lord. And part of his reward, the Queen voted that they move the capital from Central Region to Greater Accra. Okay.
Oh, really?
And this is the first time I'd even heard about
This is my first time I hear him say from you.
Well, I go feel send if you inbox me, I will send you the video or where it is. So I don't who was the host. I will give them make you post for there.
Yes, this is the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
host, I will send you make you post that thing for you.
Right.
I will
long time from what we know about the British, we know say the Dankwa them Sweden, then they align with them, but we never know say this history today.
Oh, I know say I know say the
So I make you call yourself.
I know say the guns they align with them and all that, but I never know say the capital was brought here because of this particular reason.
Wow. I just say from time it be a crowd no. Central region.
When our history did be, when our history it did be. If Ghans bring their history, Ashantis bring their history, what be the name? Always bring their history. Everybody bringing history. It did be rough. The when our brothers for the top there, their history crumpled there, the boss bring pass.
Yeah.
Imagine say like they do them from free.
The only issue where is on way be a look for me be there. Or governor not issue, Charlie.
For me, that I know they believe that they say
That story there, because one answer story, they talk the kiddies when they take bed,
That chat to be dead, bro. What's that?
Go these two from Sky inside. Yeah.
I believe.
No,
Yeah,
basically, they do that thing. See the knife, nobody go fit pull out from ground.
And since, bro, governor just story there, bro.
I did believe.
Since they dig go dig that thing out. When that time, they do that.
On some King Arthur shit.
I did believe. Niggas watch man, they don't believe, but they don't go for
Yeah, man.
Rumor they say the reason why education will reach North LEB in the late in the colonial times, early colonial times, the British go north. Whereas they go north, then teach the northerners for their how like make them sing the Queen anthem, then also recite certain things. So the governor they said they realize but this is when you go teach the thing. When you teach them the thing, then so not long ago, when you say these are a lot of clever people here, you know what? I can't stand for these people to get education. There might be a problem. So maybe that be the reason why education reaches us very late. Because the man.
No, they're not they're sharks. So forget.
These people, if we give them small chance, if we give them like 50, 60 years with the education where the other regions they get, that will go happen.
They're not gonna see people be sharks, but this story people will come up with them to feel.
No.
This story, yeah.
Not come up with them. I will give you where
you people be sharks. You people be sharks, but this story people come up with them to feed the ego.
The way Nigeria history be very easy to find for YouTube. Like be so on a history for the Bagana bro. This recent National Reconciliation Commission thing, bro. You go see, you count the videos, you go see like 4 pet. Oh, Charlie, bro. And it'll be full conversation, the full session too. Some short parts. I'm like, bro.
Oh no, you see, if it comes some of one history, especially when it comes to that military regime and those things, for people to talk about it. Some guy be there, I will find a name for you, I will send for you, make you find out. He be here with the interview at the Booga Dams and
the guy with bleaching body, no.
Yeah.
No, they talk from different guys. Some guy he did the UK here.
He did the UK there. Upon a hobby some way.
But when it comes to that, if you watch, if you say most people be here too, because I can't say what the interviews. All of them they talk. If it's like some pain day way, like they no let go till now.
Oh yeah.
Some pain day with them not.
Now go exile, bro. To go exile, it is a bit easy.
You know, be joke. Person way, I feel like if the interview will make her understand things more, be Boachijan. Boachijan, even though pain day between he and Chairman Rawlings, like tension day, you know, say he and Chairman Rawlings, they be very cool like that. And more of the badness will happen even under Chairman Rawlings. If he called the shot, it no be Chairman Rawlings we call up. You understand?
Yeah, because you talk, because if you listen, some of them will tell you some of the things Rawlings don't know about them. People don't call them shot. Some say it'll be Rawlings. So two different accounts of like one thing.
Oh, the story. If you listen at the Buga, but at the Buga say at the Buga say if the Rawlings we instruct them. That one he talk for that reconciliation. What outside. Well, you know that thing. He talk because listen, he talk that thing because you know say at the Buga and Rawlings can get matter. I don't know if you know. At the Buga and Rawlings can get matter. Boachijan and Rawlings can get matter. And if you listen to Adebuga interview, Adebuga say Rawlings and his wife will call for the killing of the judges. That be Adebuga. In your account be that. Because according to as them bring the news, say them kill the people, Rawlings and wife pop champagne. That be according to Adebuga. That be what he talk. But if you listen to Boachijan, even though he have beef with the man, he tell you, say, no, your man self don't know anything about that thing will happen. And to date, when we day here, nobody know. Nobody. The people that they talk say they know the history was nobody the talk say true the Chairman Rawlings will do on. Nobody know. So more of the badness will go on during that period, that regime. Some self no be Chairman will call the shots. Some be Boachijan then. Because if you understand, say before you understand the history well, the coming of that boy, the coming of that man, that June 4th or whatever, June 3rd or whatever way he come, it no be he where he do the job when he come. Because if you remember, say they catch him. He said they catch him already. Wait, they for kill him, they for execute him. Some people will do the job, go bring him, say, yo, come lead the thing again. If you understand. So if some people go do that job.
Okay, so there are two parts to it. Okay. May 15th, Rawlings went to the castle or whatever it is. Yeah. In the process of what do you call it? Dealing with the people there, by mistake, he dropped the gun.
Yeah. And
the gun went off and he was arrested. Okay.
Perfect.
That was really not a coup, but they called it attempted coup. So Captain Mnimfu, who was then the state prosecutor or the army prosecutor or whatever it is, they prosecuted him. And they said, oh, they were going to sentence him to firing squad. He should give up the people who he was involved in. And he said nobody was involved. He was the only one and things like that. Believe it or not, at that time, Obasanjo said they kill all of themselves.
True, yeah. Obasanjo sent letter cancel, they kill them fast.
Not only Obasanjo, even what's his name, Afrifa. But Afrifa knew that because Afrifa is a murderer, okay? Rawlings, the generals where they killed them, said they were tried by tribunal and taken to firing squad. Afrifa, after they had overthrown Nkrumah, he walked with his bodyguards and those to the chief of defense staff in the house. That time they didn't call him chief. And shot the guy in the head in front of his wife.
Wow.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
Very, very mean. So in what had happened was that the Achampong regime had been in place for a while. There was a palace coup, so Achampong was overthrown. Then it became a Kufu. But Boachida and people had been planning a coup. And the coup was supposed to happen the following year. So when Rawlings jumped this gun on May 15th, he expedited it. Okay. Now, don't forget that Boachida was Rawlings' best man when Rawlings got married. Boachida had finished legal and he had been seconded to the army. and he had gone up to be a major who was in charge of a few things and things like that. So that day that they triggered on, he was supposed to be the guy in charge to bring down the uprising.
Right.
And because Rawlings had become a natural hero, they didn't know how to take with it. So they added Rawlings and gave him to be the head of the so-called Armed Forces Revolution Council. Okay. And because Machida was his friend and things like, it was fine. So throughout the tension in town let the blood flow. Our fathers, our grandfathers, they all running around. Rawlings at that time had like 90% approval rating. But it was short. So in the people who died in 79 wasn't that much. But the second time he came around, that's when the killing went out. But don't forget that the second time when he came around, at that time, Chachukata had come back from exile.
Yeah.
From Angola. And that was the coup that Rawlings did. Okay. AFRC thing, people like Hamidou and things, or General Hamidou, they were behind it. The generals were still there, pulling progs and things like that. So 79, a lot of things happened that Rawlings didn't have control. But in 1981, there was a lot of orchestrated. You also need to be cognizant of the time and the place.
The place.
Look at 1979, how many coups happened in Africa? Then they were still fascinated with the Cuban Revolution and the Libyan Revolution. And at the point, Libya was supporting Rawlings. Cuba was supporting. So we were thinking about being leftists and Sandinista rebels. These kind of things were the order of the day. Part of the coup was plotted from the university campus, Legon. Was such a powerful bed of ideology, rebellion, and all those things. So by the time Rawlings came around to see that, hey, I've been thrown in a position to change this country around, and then he started throwing all sorts of intellectuals into the pot. And it was made from all stripes of life, okay? So Dr. Agama, who was a minister under Buzia, come from McGill, became a minister, went back to McGill to teach when Buzia was overthrown. Boom. He is now working as the acting governor or something. Throwing Kwesibochi, throwing Kufuor. All these people were part of that. It became a bedrock of intellectuals. So, Papi Sakita always used to tell me that during the revolutionary days, when they had been cut off, they don't have IMF, they don't have anything. They used to meet every night and just discuss. And those times, the ideas that came together, the plans and things they staged and able to even revise Ghana back from what it was from military rule back to opening like the IRS, the state, all sort of departments in the government. Mm-hmm. Okay. Policy-wise, that was the most extensive brain power think tank work ever done in the history of Ghana. And a lot of CPP people and things all ended up being in there. But around the same time, the excesses went on. The soldiers who had the gun did some things without any permission. People like B.B. Bismarck gets lost. Ibrahim, also people. I mean, I know that walking around my street and I see soldiers drive. That was 79. There was a guy who used to. His name was Mr. Nane. He was a cement merchant. So he used to have all these trucks and sell cement. They came one afternoon, broke all his warehouses. He had these big houses. He had like 60 kids. So he built all these houses on his compound. They broke it. And one storage had like endless yam. Everybody in the area went for some of the yam. And this is your neighbor. You've lived with him all this time. I remember you went for a tube of yam. But that was what ended up happening. So was Rawlings responsible for some of them? No. No. Some of the time, I think there was also, at that time, the death penalty was allowed. Okay. And trying to show some probity and accountability. Some of the people who were sentenced by death, they were killed at their own region. So when it was time for you to die or whatever it is, the soldiers said,